Good evening friends. This is Sukhman Naidu again with a new video on Indian Constitution. This topic is from class 8 civics. Now first of all, what I want to tell you is, what is Constitution? Constitution is a set of rules and guidelines made for running a nation. Okay friends. Now for example, I tell you, for explaining what is Constitution, you should wonder that while I go to school, why there is dress code, why there is timetable, why we are being told to do our refreshment breakfast on for a particular period of time. Why teachers tell us to obey the school guidelines, to obey the procedures which are mentioned in the school diary and all. Okay, because if the rules and guidelines and law is not been there, all the students will measure and they will not listen anyone who wants to do as they feel like. Okay, similarly, in our country, the government has made certain laws, certain acts for traffic, for district administration, for schools, for the education, for the ministries. Okay, so all these laws and acts are just being prepared with the guidelines which are mentioned in the Constitution. Now, we'll come to these points. The first point asks you, why is there a need for making the laws? As I explained you that while you are getting into your classroom, while you are walking on the streets, the traffic policeman tells you to obey the traffic rules. Similarly, the nation also requires the laws. Okay, as you see in your newspapers, in your television, the headlines of various crimes which are being occurred in the nation. Okay, all these crimes and the mishappenings, the illegal activities are being punished by the laws only. So, to make a certain fear in the mind of the public, okay, in the mind of citizen, okay, the laws should be there. Understood? Now, let us come to role of a constitution. The role of a constitution is that the constitution prescribes certain guidelines by the help of the articles and the schedules in there and that book. Okay, so how the parliament has to make the laws are all being prescribed in that constitution. How the prime minister, how the president, how the various ministries have to deal, have to make the laws upon the subjects of the nation are all being guided and prescribed in the constitution. Understood? Now the very important point is the rule of law. Okay, so the rule of law explains you that none of the citizen, none of the person from the government or any ministry is above the law. The most powerful thing in your nation is law, because under the law all the government personnel, the like I tell you, the police, the military, the public servants, civil servants like IAS, IPS, and everyone comes under this law. Okay, they have to abide by the rules of the constitution. Okay, and the constitution is a book by which the MPs, that I say member of parliament, they all make the laws with the help of these guidelines, the articles, the schedules in that constitution. Okay, now comes the legitimacy of law, means the right of power. Okay, it is the right or acceptance of an authority. What is legitimacy of law? It is the right and acceptance of an authority, usually a governing law. Okay, the legitimacy means the constitution provides the authority to implement the law. Okay, now laws are being made. Now the civil services has the authority to implement that law, because the legislature is making the law. लेजिस्लेचर का क्या काम है कि वो लॉ को बनाएगा और एग्जीक्यूटिव बॉडी उसको इंप्लीमेंट कराएगी. ओके, नाउ व्हाट आर एग्जीक्यूटिव बॉडी? मींस द सिविल सर्वेंट्स, द आईएएस एंड आईपीएस ऑफिसर्स, दे आर इंप्लीमेंटिंग दैट लॉज, है ना, लाइक टू वेयर द हेलमेट, to like I say here, the laws are being given, prohibition, dowry prohibition act, untouchability offences, all these are being the acts which are made, and these acts are just being made to ensure the safety and the rights of the citizens, to protect the rights of the citizens. Okay, so the laws are made in the parliament, then the executive body implements it, whether it has to use the force also. Okay, if the people are not accepting the law, that is not correct, because the laws are above all. Okay, as I have told you in the third point, rule of law. Understood? Now, Article 17 of the Constitution tells you that no untouchability should prevail in the society. What is untouchability? Untouchability Offences Act 1955. It has been made to protect the untouchability, means कि छुआछूत नहीं होनी चाहिए हमारे समाज में. Okay, in Hindi I can tell you this. Okay, means the marginalized sections. Who are the marginalized sections? The ST, SC and OBCs. Okay, previously from the very I can say the period of the medieval period or the modern period, before 1850, after 1857, also the people of the lower classes are being exploited and they are being disobeyed by the people. Okay, so here the untouchability protects their rights, that they will not be prohibited from entering into any public places, like for worshipping the temple, the sacred rivers are not being aloof from them. Okay, now we move further. Laws and dissent. Sometimes what happens is the laws are made, but the people of certain some sections are not accepting that law. If the people, the public, the citizen refuses to obey the law, that is called dissent. That is called dissent. If they are not accepting the law. Okay. Now, so dissent or disobedience, you also can say, okay, means when the public is agitated and they do not want to obey the laws, the acts which are being made in the country. Okay, it is as simple as this. Now we come to Salt Satyagraha of 1930. Okay, here it happened before the freedom of 1947. Okay, before the country got free from the British, or you can say the colonial rule. Okay, here at Lahore session 1929, after the civil disobedience movement, okay, what Mahatma Gandhi has decided about salt, that Britishers has imposed heavy taxes and duties on the manufacturing of salt, and the salt where it has been manufactured are all under the control of the British rule. So what Mahatma Gandhi decided to start a Dandi March so that the public, the people should come forward and take a forward step to stop the taxes and duties which are imposed by the Britishers. Okay, so here in 1930, the salt satyagraha of 1930 is being successful. Okay, it succeeded with the combined, or you can say the full cooperation of the freedom fighters or the revolutionaries. Okay, next, similarly here, Anti-Liquor Agitation Act of 1990s. Here agitation means the, you can say here, the complete close down, or you can say the complete imposition of the lockdown of the arrack shops. What are arrack shops? Where the alcohol is being sold. Okay, in the Andhra Pradesh, in Dubanta, Nellore district, what happened is the women of that villages are being totally agitated with the daily consumption of the alcohol by the men of their village. So they all came together and they marched together to the government to make the laws for closing down or shutting down of the arrack shops. Okay, when the government has not accepted their complaint, so they all together moved and marched to that shops and they burned and destroyed the arrack shops by themselves. Okay, so these are all the points which has to be covered from your chapter Indian Constitution. Now there are certain acts of, like, first I tell you Dowry Prohibition Act of 1967. Here these acts have been made to stop the exchanging of dowries during the marriages, because you all know what is the meaning of dowry. Basically, before this act, the dowry was used to be only a gift by the father of bride to her daughter on her marriage. So, but gradually it changed into a greed. Okay, so the government has to take certain steps and measures to stop these exchanging and asking for the dowries, because this greed, what it turned into the social evil. Okay, because the bride was starting tortured in their homes by her in-laws. Okay, her in-laws used to demand more and more kind of gifts. Okay, but it was not a good social cause, so it has also to be removed. So the government has made this act, Dowry Prohibition Act of 1961. And untouchability offences I have explained you before. while I was explaining you the legitimacy. Okay, now at last, students, it is very important to note down certain hard words. There are few hard words what I want to explain you here. First is prohibition. Prohibition means it is the act or practice of forbidding something by law. Means कानून जब किसी चीज को खुद अपनी पावर से फोर्स से रोकता है, that is called prohibition. Next, offense, a crime and illegal action. Any illegal action like crossing the roads during the red light or like that, that is an offense. Simply I can explain you about the offense in the simple way, that the legitimacy, as I explained you, it is a right and acceptance of an authority, usually a governing law. Means the constitution provides the authority to make the laws. Okay, now dissent, it is a refusal to abide by law. If you do not want to obey the law, that is simply, we can call it as a dissent. Now last is the second last is agitation, the situation in which people protest or argue, especially in public, in order to achieve a particular type of change. Means एक तरीके से कह सकते हैं गुस्सा, पब्लिक का गुस्सा. It is a situation in which people protest, because when the people are not happy with certain law, they will come together and they will march and they will burn the effigies of a particular political leader, or you can say anything, any person. That is called agitation. Arrack and Asian alcoholic beverages. Okay, it is the shop where the alcohol is sold. Okay, students. So it is as I have explained you the whole chapter. I have given you the hard words. Okay. For more information, you can message me, comment me. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Be safe.